The Gerard Mayo era has officially started here in New England with a W. The New England Patriots go into Cincinnati and upset the Bengals, a final score of 16-10, and they did it through good defense, running the football, and sticking to their game plan here. So let's get right into this breakdown. So starting off here with the Patriots' offensive game plan, it was clear to me that the Patriots wanted to establish this ground game early on here, and they did a real nice job of dominating the trenches here. And the offensive line by far had their best showing of really through off-season, preseason, and starting off this regular season. This was the best that they played, and that's a very encouraging sign. And I think that a big key to that is having center David Andrews back. He's not only one of your offensive captains and one of your most experienced guys, but he's one of the guys who can decipher defenses between coverages, blitzes, and really just plays a real nice, knowledgeable game at the center position. And he means so much to this team. And you really do see the difference from preseason to regular season here. Is it all David Andrews being back that really kind of solved this offensive line issue? No. And I'm sure there's still question marks along the offensive line. This could have been just a really good day on their behalf. This is probably still going to be an issue throughout the rest of the regular season here. But they did a real nice job today, and you have to give the offensive line and Scott Peters credit where credit is due. And looking at the composition of the offensive line, I thought that was pretty interesting who they had out there. Obviously, you're down one of your presumed starters, with that being City So at left guard. So you go ahead and you move Badarian Lowe back into the starting lineup at left tackle. You elevate Michael Jordan from the practice squad to be your starting left guard. David Andrews obviously rocking the center position. Rookie guard Layden Robinson had himself a really nice day, and especially on that touchdown run, did a real nice job in a one-on-one matchup against one of the Bengals linemen and really bullied him, which allowed Ramondre Stevenson to find that cutting hole and walk into the end zone really untouched there. And then finally you had Michael Onwenu kick back out to right tackle, and that's probably where he's going to be playing for the rest of this season unless they have guys like Caden Wallace develop throughout this season and get inserted into that offensive lineup there. It's probably going to be Michael Onwenu at your right tackle position. And you saw it last week against Washington, or 2 weeks ago against Washington in the final preseason game, and the Patriots decided to stick with that. And Michael Onwenu is one of the better tackles in this league, especially at the right tackle position. So that was the composition of the offensive line that the Patriots really used today. And Alex Van Pelt really stuck to the game plan. I remember there was a couple of times where he even brought in a sixth lineman. I remember early on in the game, Caden Wallace came out, I believe, and declared himself eligible just to run the football. But it's interesting to see how this offense is really going to kind of evolve under this Alex Van Pelt scheme. We saw a lot of those outside zone schemes, but we also saw some gap scheming today. So a real nice job by Alex Van Pelt in this Patriots O-line of executing the game plan and kind of switching up formations as well as just play calling in general, going from zone to gap running. You saw a lot of success, especially when Ramondre Stevenson was in the backfield. There was some plays that really did not look good in general on the outside zone schemes, but for the most part, I think that there were some encouraging signs of success on those plays, and that's very encouraging because when Ramondre Stevenson can get to the outside and get into the second level, he really can do some damage, and we saw that today with just how well he was running, kind of bouncing off tacklers, and really just picked up a huge chunk of yardage today on the ground. I believe he finished with 25 carries for like 120 yards. He was averaging 4.8 yards per carry. And when you average that amount in the run game, you're going to dominate time of possession, which is what I felt like the Patriots did a real nice job with today in terms of balancing their possessions and really having long drives that ended in scoring drives, which is something that you just couldn't say about offenses for the past 2 years here in New England. But Alex Van Pelt did a real nice job of executing the game plan from a run standpoint, and the offensive line did a real nice job of delivering with Ramondre Stevenson personally being my game MVP. But that was because of the offensive line and his ability to break yardage after contact, and he did a real nice job. And he even hit a bet on me in one of my player props. So very excited to see that. And hopefully this is an encouraging sign that they can continue this run dominance because they're going to be a run-first team. That's what they're going to want to do. They don't necessarily have to weapons outside to win through the air. But if they're able to balance the run game and have an efficient passing game like they did today, it's going to be an encouraging sign to see how this kind of offense kind of evolves and if they can add some more dynamic pieces to this team for the future. So going to the passing attack here, you saw a lot of the concepts that Alex Van Pelt ran in Cleveland on display to here today. And the Patriots offense really didn't have themselves a great day passing the ball through the air, but they did a real nice job of being efficient when they needed to be. And I would say that that's been Jacoby Brissett's trademark. He's not going to win you a game with his arm, but he's not going to lose you a game either. And he's going to play turnover-free football, which is what he did today, finishing 15-24 with 121 yards. Only got sacked one time, which is an encouraging sign, but he did take some hits. So maybe those numbers are a little bit misleading in terms of pressures and sacks. But Jacoby Brissett did a real nice job of kind of conducting this passing game, being efficient when he needed to be, and even extended some drives with his legs and really showed off a little bit of the mobility that he's not necessarily known for, but he's one of those guys where if he needs to, he can pick up a first with his legs by scrambling out of the pocket here. But like I said before, in terms of the concepts that the Patriots were running, they really took advantage of Cincinnati's defense in the middle of the field. And that was through a lot of the flood concepts that Alex Van Pelt likes to run and some quick slants. And they really did take advantage of the middle of the field. To be honest, I only remember one passing play that really had success when throwing to the boundaries, and that was Austin Hooper on a quick flat route, who really made a lot of that yardage with his legs. So I wouldn't even say that the Patriots had themselves a big-time day through the passing attack, but honestly, it was non-existent outside of the boundaries, I would say, really, or outside the numbers in this passing attack. And that's something that the Patriots' weakness is going to be. Are they going to have that guy who can win those one-on-one plays on the outside? And that's why you would like Tyquan Thornton to be, kind of be that deep ball threat for you, the speedster. Tyquan had himself a solid day today, but if he can expand his role and become that true speedster that the Patriots wanted when he was drafted out of Baylor, that would evolve this offense exponentially and really just would kind of expand this offense and the play calling that Alex Van Pelt could potentially call here. But going into the receiving numbers today, KJ Osborne actually led the team in targets. He had 6 targets, came down with 3 receptions. Austin Hooper had 4 targets for 2 receptions with 31 yards. He was actually the leading receiver in this game for the Patriots. Tyquan Thornton had 2 catches for 27 yards, was targeted 3 times. KJ Osborne, like I said before. Hunter Henry came down with 2 receptions for 18 yards. Pop Douglas, 2 receptions for 12 yards. Jalen Polk was able to get himself a catch. But frankly, I didn't see Jalen Polk on the field that much today. I would have liked to seen a little more of him, but it's still an encouraging sign. At least he was able to get on the stat line here. But I would like to see Jalen Polk and eventually Javon Baker hopefully hit this field a little bit later and get more involved in this offense. Then obviously Ramondre Stevenson had some little short gains through the passing attack there. But a real nice job by Jacoby Brissett in this offense of just being efficient when they needed to be. And when I mean efficient is in short yardage scenarios when you needed a first down, they were able to pick it up either through the air or through scrambling, or when they were backed up in long scenarios. I remember in particularly 2 throws. One was a third down throw on a quick slant to KJ Osborne that ultimately did not result in a first down, but it was able to get the Patriots into a better field position for Joey Slye to knock down a field goal. And I think at the time it was to give them a 2-score lead. And then as well, on a 2nd and long, I remember the Jacoby Brissett throw to Austin Hooper on one of those flood concepts. I believe it was one of the crossing routes. And Austin Hooper did a real nice job of kind of lunging and making a nice catch there. But just a real nice job. And I want to give a little credit to Hunter Henry as well, when really the only quote-unquote poor throw from Jacoby Brissett today was in the end zone. And I believe it was when Hilton was actually on Hunter Henry. And it wasn't a bad read by Jacoby. It was just, I would say it was just a bad ball. He has to put that ball more towards the sideline where only Hunter Henry would be able to catch it. But he kind of threw that a little more towards the inside. And the defender, frankly, should have had himself an interception. But Hunter Henry did a real nice job of playing a little bit of defense himself and kind of knocking that ball out from who I believe it was Hilton, their nickel corner on Cincinnati's defense. But ultimately, I would say the passing attack had themselves a pretty solid day from what you asked them. And this is hopefully what you're going to want to see from the Patriots offense this year. This is going to be their game plan. They're going to want to run the football and be efficient in the passing attack when they need to be on short yardage scenarios. So hopefully it's something that the Patriots can continue to develop on. And the more and more offense, or the more and more confidence that this offensive line gets, as well as this receiver group, the more and more the Patriots are going to be able to have success. So moving on to the defensive side of the ball here, I thought the Patriots did a real nice job of executing their game plan. And to me, that game plan was to make Joe Burrow feel uncomfortable. I don't think Joe Burrow played at all during the preseason. So he has been rusty. He hasn't played football in a significant amount of time here. And the Patriots, I felt like, did a real nice job of kind of sending different types of blitzes to get Joe Burrow uncomfortable. And I thought that the front four did a pretty solid job of just getting pressure whenever the Patriots wanted to drop back in coverage and not send any blitz. In particular, Keion White had himself a day, getting 2.5 sacks. I mean, when you're talking about a Matthew Judon replacement, you can't ask for much more than that, especially from a second-year player. And Keion White, I felt like today, took a huge leap. I know all offseason a lot of people have been talking about how he's continuing to develop, how he's had himself a great offseason, how he's ready to kind of take over this leadership role and be one of these impact players. But, I mean, today he proved, hey, I'm ready to take that leap. In with more of a role here, maybe I can be one of those guys to really kind of stifle these offenses around the league. And a real nice job by Keion White and the Patriots defense in general today. I mean, Joe Burrow didn't have himself a bad game at all, but he just really did not look comfortable at all during this game. The Patriots were able to get pressure really whenever they wanted to. And when the Patriots were able to go up by multiple scores, it kind of made this Bengals offense one-dimensional, where they weren't able to run the football as efficiently as they would have liked. And just a real nice job by the Patriots in terms of kind of damage control and not allowing the Bengals really to get any yards after the contact as well. I don't remember any broken tackles today by this Bengals offense. And the Patriots just did a real nice job of kind of rallying to ball carriers and wrapping up and making solid tackles. They did a real nice job today in that aspect. And I think that that's something you can expect with this defense. They do not have a lot of guys who are known to miss tackles. I think that they did a really solid job today just in terms of getting to the quarterback and wrapping up. And in particular, I thought that the Christian Gonzalez-Jamar Chase matchup was a very good matchup for Christian Gonzalez. I mean, today he did a real nice job in man coverage. Jamar Chase had 6 catches for, I think, 62 yards. But a lot of that was in zone coverage. And the only time I really remember Christian Gonzalez getting beat in man coverage was when it was just that quick hitch route on a 3rd and short, and Jamar Chase unfortunately was able to pick up that first down. But that was really the one aspect that I felt like Christian Gonzalez did get beat in man coverage today. And I think he did have a penalty when Joe Burrow was able to extend the play. I think it might have been an illegal contact or a holding call down the field on Christian Gonzalez from what I remember. But today, Christian Gonzalez did a real nice job against Jamar Chase. And I know like he's missed a lot of time throughout his NFL career so far. But, I mean, you look at his resume and what he's doing to top-notch receivers, he's doing a really nice job of kind of blanketing them and not allowing them to win games for their teams. He's just doing a real nice job of being feisty and not allowing these star receivers to take over the games, which is an encouraging sign from your second-year corner. And I understand that the Bengals kind of turned the ball over and helped this Patriots defense out a lot. I mean, having a fumble at the 1-yard line like that is just completely unacceptable. But let's give some appreciation to Kyle Duggar there. A real nice job of punching that ball out and being aware Marcus Jones hops right on it. And from there, I mean, that really set a tone that, hey, we might give up yardage, but we're not going to break. And that's a huge, huge play there. You know, a 10-7 game going into the second half is a lot different than a 10-0 game. And the Patriots were able to make the Bengals offense one-dimensional. And when I noticed that the Bengals offense had the most success, it's when they were able to mix up the running passing attack, and that's actually their one scoring drive on the day where Zach Moss was able to punch it in. And I understand that they were throwing the ball a lot on that drive. That did lead to that fumble on the 1 yard line. But I felt like the Bengals offense really was able to get in their best mojo when they did have that balanced attack. So I felt like it was a good job by the Patriots offense of kind of setting up this Patriots defense to be able to tee off on Joe Burrow by having that multiple score lead. And the Patriots defense just did a real nice job of, they gave up a little bit of yardage from here and there, but they did not allow 7 points when they really needed to. And when the Bengals have 2 turnovers, I mean, that's only going to help you out. And I felt like the Patriots kicking coverage did a real nice job today. Not only that, Bryce Behringer was able to pin the Bengals deep back several times today. And then obviously Joe Cardona forcing that fumble on that kick return, which set up a short field for the Patriots offense to kick 3. Just really good complimentary football there by the Patriots. And that's something that we haven't been able to say about the Patriots in a couple seasons here. So it's kind of refreshing to see that. So real nice job by the coaching staff and these defensive players in terms of just executing the game plan and giving themselves in a better position to win every single down. And special teams today, Joey Sly, 3 of 3, also hit that extra point, did a real nice job today. And the offense, I felt like, really set up this special teams game as well as the defense to have success. Bryce Behringer, nice game today, had several punts inside the 20. They forced a fumble on one of them. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. And the new kickoff rule, it just, I mean, everyone's going to be like, it's going to be the same result as last season. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot of touchbacks. But when the Patriots did kick off to them, I felt like their coverage was very solid. Obviously, Brendan Schooler, one of those special teamers, that Matthew Slater type special teamer, just one of the better ones in the league, had an impact on this game here. But really, I felt like the Patriots dominated all 3 aspects today, which is an encouraging sign for a rebuilding team, and hopefully they can continue to progress and get even better from week to week. All right, everyone, those were my thoughts on the Patriots' opening week win against the Cincinnati Bengals. Great start for the Pats. Gerard Mayo era 1-0. Encouraging signs. Thank you so much again for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and go Pats.